if the salaries or wages are paid to the employees properly, on time, definitely the employees involved in all activities. When I'm giving a leadership for any person, there should be you have to think in twice or thrice whether this person is worthful or not, or whether he can accept the challenges in the future. Whatever the people are thinking that if the organization brings these changes, whether it is going to be worth or both, they'll accept the changes easily. Warm welcome to third sem B.Ba students, the Unit 3 Change Management of Organizational Behavior. I'm Professor Rajesh L.R. from Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. In our previous session, we have discussed about the models, what we have for the changes to be brought for the betterment of the increase in the performance level or reducing the cost in the organization. And in today's session, we're going to discuss if the organization is bringing certain changes in the process of work or designing or structure, what type of problems it may has to face, like the resistance, what it is going to have, how it is going to give impact on individual or group or organization. If I want to overcome of all these concepts, so what are the things are there and which steps I have to adopt while bringing some changes in the organization. This is a concept what we're going to learn in the present session. The first one, how it is going to give an effect on individuals. See, when the people are not in a position to accept the new concept into their mindset, or the factors, it may be that one, it may be age factor, or it may be any other factors or educated concept related factor, they're not ready to accept that one, means it is going to be creating a problem in the organization to bring certain changes. The fear will be there in the mindsets of the employees, that one. The changes what the organization is thinking, that one, to bring from the future in the upcoming days, it may affect my life. Like I may lose my job, or where there'll be more idle time for me, or where I'll be made not involved in certain level of business activities. So those concepts or disturbance ideas or different concepts of information will be roaming in their heads, thinking in their concepts will changes here. This may affect in the production. This may affect in the work environment. This may change their attitude. This may change their behavior. For that reason, before making any changes, the organization has to think properly and it has to make the changes which should not affect the life of the employee. See, lack of communication opportunity, they feel that when the organization, what they are making that when there is no proper way of communication, when the employee is going to get a salary, or when the new concepts or new training concepts will be introduced, where they may push me to certain training, or where they may send me to other level, other department, or some changes in the employees concepts here. All these things will be roaming in his head, and the ideas of the employee will be not up to the mark which is required for the betterment, and they feel insecurity. They think that when they're making certain changes in the organization, my job may not be there. Next, extent of changes, psychological factors, social factors. All these things will affect in the organization. So better the organization has to think in proper way, or else the individual mindset will be changed here, and there will be a drawback of in such a way that when the employees or the assets of the organization may leave the organization. The organization in the initial stage, it may think that when, okay, for me, now the burden of salary has been reduced on my shoulder, where I was paying for them more, and now I have to pay for these people very less. And where there I was paying 1 lakh or 2 lakh for the old employees, one person was working, now I'm paying the 2 lakhs for 3 to 4 employees, where I'm getting 4 concepts. But the 4 people are what they're working in the organization are not equal to the person who has went outside from your organization, who left the job from your organization. So think in such a way that when in a positive concept, you'll understand the value of the employee and his work. Till you not understand the value, you'll never think that one that I've taken the right decision or not. If the salaries or wages are paid to the employees properly on time, definitely the employees involved in all activities. The group resistance. Most organization changes impact on informal groups in the organization. Group resistance change means that they fear that their cohesiveness or existence is threatened. This is particularly true in case of groups which are very close. They are saying that when where certain groups are there in the organization, where the communication will be passed immediately for the future beneficial of the organization, communication will be passed in like informal concepts where it is not passed to the channel of distribution. The communication will be passed inside the group, and where they'll come to know what things it is happening in the organization. They think that when from the changes what they're bringing, there'll be no flexibility in the work environment, and this may affect their involvement and even cooperation in the activities. Next one, we have your organ. The changes in that there may be a threat to the power, group flexibility, organization structure, threat to specialization, resource constraints, wastage of investment. See, the changes what it is planning to bring that one, there may be a threat to the power, the designation concepts, or it may be that one the group flexibility changes will be there, and organ structure where the model of the structure where they change it from functional to divisional, it may give more problem, and with that issue the company may face huge losses in the future, or the resource constraints or threat to specialization. There may be no proper specialized activities within the organization. These things should not happen in the organization when they're making certain changes, or else definitely the organization is going to lose the employees. Value of the organization in the market may be declined, and the image of the organization may be changed in the mindsets of the consumers, where it is going to give effect for your production concepts, where there'll be no profit in the future. So then the organization has to be liquidated. So before making any changes, the employer has to think properly how to introduce those changes, with whom I have to communicate the changes are going to be introduced, which is going to be supporting for your future. If a person is communicating is going to support the employees or subordinates, let me take it as a subordinates, the superior who wants to communicate, if it is for the worth of the subordinate's future life, then definitely it will be accepted, or else it is not going to be accepted, which is going to create some issues in the mindsets of the employees. Organization resistance, it may be loss of loyalty. The employees may lose their loyalty concepts. Earlier, they were thinking that when I would work for organization. When the management is not supporting the individual employees, the employee also think that when why should I have to work in a loyal concept where let me change my ethics also, let me work for my purpose and my career, my family. So those concepts is going to increase when they don't decide in a proper. Loss of motivation, there'll be no motivational concepts only in the organization, because the changes what you're bringing, which is not worth and which is not good also, and when you're not paying proper salary increment, and there's no proper cooperation, proper appreciation, or proper support, or proper guidance, or proper communication concepts about leave, it may be that one, about the work concept, or where you have to be placed, and where you have to sit, or where you have to work, and how you have to work, each and everything is going to affect in the productional concepts of the organization. Excessive absenteeism, they're saying that when unnecessarily there'll be more absentees in the organization, because there is no proper support, means definitely the employees are going to apply for the leave and they'll not work in a proper way. And even the people who want to involve in the work, they'll not make them to work in the organization. So this is a thing, it is going to happen. So better think properly, decide it properly, and then introduce the changes. Overcoming. So if I want to overcome with these problems, what are the things are they? See, participation and involvement. The employer should participate and involve in all the risk what is facing in the present level and what changes we want to bring in the society or in the internal concept, how it is going to be work in the future. So he has to think and then he has to work. Effective communication. The organization, if it is planning to change that one, it has to give the communication in proper way, how it is going to be benefit for each individual for his future. There should be a proper support. There should be a proper appreciation. Not that one, like for example, sometimes the organization will not think that when the employees are existing in the organization, they will not call all the employees of the organization and discuss all the matters, what work has to be done. They'll call some of the people who will talk and they'll send that one in such a way that when, so we will come to know that when after 2 days or 3 days that when this activity which has took place in the organization where it was there for the benefits of the employees. If the employee doesn't know that one, what it is happening in the organization, when it is not properly communicated, and when you're motivating only one employee, where you're communicating only for one employee, and you're feeling that one, where other employees have not involved in the work, make them to get the information, and if you pass the communication for all the employees, and if those employees are not involved, you can say that one, these employees' performance is not good. But where you're not communicating any information for any employees in a proper way, and only for 1 or 2 employees you're communicating, and they are involved in that, and giving an appreciation and giving thanks to them in such a way that when these are the people who are supporting for the betterment of the organization, when there was no proper channel of communication only, how the other employees will come to know that one, what it is happening in the organization. For that reason, there should be an effective communication. And leadership. When I'm giving a leadership for any person, there should be you have to think in twice or thrice whether this person is worthful or not, or whether he can accept the challenges in the future. It is not like that giving for a person who is not up to the mark, or where is spending the time unnecessarily, and where is not involving only whenever it is comes certain things, is highlighting in certain places, but is not involved in the growth of the organization. That is not good leadership activities. Negotiation and agreement. Make certain negotiation with the employees about the salary, work time, or the work environment changes, and make an agreement with them. So definitely the changes what you are planning, that is going to be worth for the employer as well as for the employee. Manipulation and cooperation should be there, as that is nothing but there should not be any manipulated concepts within the organization or co-optation. That is the thing which is there required for both employer and employee. Coercion and timing of change. The changes should be brought in such a time where it is going to be accepted by all the employees easily. It is not like that when the work area of the organization is in not a proper stand. If you're going to communicate that I'm going to bring some changes in the organization for the future, they will take in a negative concept, and they will never support for the changes what you want to bring for the betterment of the organization. At the group level, both change and agent and people should target the changes. They're saying that when both the people who are there in the organization, or the agent, the mediator who wants to communicate the changes required in the organization, they should be targeting certain things. When there is more, the flexibility changes easy. When there is more flexibility in the environment, then the changes can be made easily. When there is no flexibility, if you want to make certain changes, it will be not accepted by either by the employer or the employee or the subordinates of each department. Some departments may accept, some departments may not accept that one. Change can also be implemented by exerting more pressure on members who are responsible for group attractiveness. They may give certain pressure on the leaders or the group heads to introduce the changes in a positive way. So now, the basic steps in change process: planning for a change, develop new goals and objectives. When you want to change certain things, first develop what is the new goals and objectives of the organization will be there, and how it is going to support for the employer as well as employee. Select a person who can introduce the change easily without any hurdles and without any issues, either internal or external. Diagnose the problem, diagnose first what type of issues are there, and how analyze that one, and think that one how the changes can be made within the organization or outside. Develop a plan and then strategy for implementation for the plan. First, select a plan. If you have a plan of 2 to 3 different types of plans, which plan has to be adopted and why I have to adopt this plan and which will be better for my future. So basic steps in the change. Next one will establish meaningful purpose. So what changes you are bringing, that one, create a meaning for that. Why the changes has to be brought in the society's concept. And next, show that you care. Show that to the employees. Always you're going to stand behind them and support them in all the requirements of their life. Then only it is going to be better. Create a culture of empowerment, model strong leadership. So that should be supportive concept. Don't take action. Don't treat them in a different way. See, sometimes some organization require the support of employees to be till late night without getting any benefit of overtime wages, or employees will never ask you overtime wages even though if they are working more than the required number of hours, right? So if you're going to treat them in a different way, always every employee feel that one, after 8 hours, if I'm going to work, I want overtime wages. And sometimes if the people are coming a bit late to the organization, or if the employees are due to certain issues or personal reason, it may be, or it may be economical reasons, or maybe for certain things, if they are late for the job, so then I should punish them. They have to understand the importance of the timings. In the same time, when they are supporting the organization, even we have to support the employees. We should not take immediate action by cutting the salary, or cutting the 1 day of leave, or giving some benefit for them, not giving some benefits, or not a proper appreciation for the employees. It is going to give effect in the organization. So instead of that one, make them to understand the worth of the time and other concepts. Next one, motivating change, creating a vision, developing political support, managing transition, and sustaining momentum. These are the things where contributing to effective change management. So if we are going to adopt this concept, which is going to be worth for the future of the organization. Empowering people to manage changes means how they have to control that one. So the same concept what we have here, both the agent as well as the people should target for the changes. Whatever the people are thinking that one, if the organization brings these changes, whether it is going to be worth for both, they'll accept the changes easily. If there is more flexibility, definitely they accept that one, and the changes can be made easily. The next one, change easier when group is more attractive to its members. Changes can be made in the organization if the group members are more flexible and more supportive. If the group leaders are more supportive with the group members, definitely the changes can be introduced easily. Change can also be implemented by exerting more pressure on the members to give the changes required part here. The degree of prestige of group also influence the change process. the value of the group, what we have in the organization concepts, if that group is having a good value, so definitely the changes can be made easily. If the group is having a bad name in the organization, the changes, bringing of the changes, is going to be very difficult. Attempt to deviate group norms should not be done. They're saying that one, attempt to change certain concept but not the norms of the group or the administrative concepts of the group activities, whatever that have. Thank you, my dear third sem BBA students. Here we have finished unit 3 change management, and in the upcoming session we're going to start unit 4 organization development. Namaste to all third sem BBA students.